Alright, so this is the last mini session for Rising Monarchs. You have come to the city of Zinmora because this is the capital of one of the neutral kingdom. Your family, your kingdom, received a letter stating that a noble from each of the kingdoms was to be sent for some task. You're not entirely sure what the task is, but they were to come to Zinmora and come to meet up at something called the Hawk's Egg in Nest, something. You're not entirely sure. So that's somewhere in town. You're not entirely sure where that is. Hawk's Egg in Nest. You're not entirely sure where that is or what that is, but it's somewhere in town. You've arrived. You're not sure who else is going to be arriving from the other kingdoms. So you're not sure who your companions or allies in maybe the coming weeks will be. But you've arrived, and as you're walking through town, you notice there are, normal medieval buildings. You start to notice one section is kind of more steampunk vibe. You kind of notice one section is more of a gothic vibe. You even notice one section is more religious, I'll say, in its area. These are just things that you can generally note, no matter your perception. But what do you do as you're walking through town?
Well, this was quite a long trip. I guess I'll get something to eat real quick.
Okay, so looking.
He'd probably go to the nearest restaurant.
Okay, the nearest restaurant. Let's see. Let's see what you get as the nearest restaurant. Okay. Um. So the nearest restaurant as you're walking in. What does your character, for the audience's sake, what does your character look like as you're walking through town?
He mainly looks. His clothing is mainly more darker than usual, but it kind of has a weird type of white and black glow to it. Um, basically, being his eyes are currently yellow. He has black hair. He's 6'6", and that's really it.
Okay.
Not much.
Yeah. Okay. You happen to walk up to this little medieval-looking diner um, called Granny's Kitchen, and you see it's not super busy. It's still decently early in the morning. It's probably about 9:30 in the morning, and you do see some people getting breakfast and stuff, and sitting inside, and you walk inside, and you see what looks like an older lady behind the counter. You're guessing human, and she goes, "Oh, hello there. What would you like to eat? We have all kinds of good things. I'm guessing you're hungry from whatever journey you've just been on. What can Granny get you?"
Do you have any garlic bread?
"Oh, of course I do. Would you like some?"
Of course, I love garlic bread.
"Alrighty, let me get you some." And it doesn't take her but a moment to get you some garlic bread.
He would grab the garlic bread, sit down at the table
Alright.
and probably consume it.
Alright. Yeah, it doesn't take you long to eat some garlic bread. You notice, there are other there are a couple other patrons in here, having something to eat. Um, you notice it seems to just be mainly this older lady who called herself Granny. Mainly seems to be running it. It's not a super big diner, but seems rather a friendly place.
Wasn't this guy quaint?
What was that?
He would he just said, "Well, isn't this quite quaint?"
Mm.
After after finishing his food, he would go up and ask how much he owes her.
Oh, that's just a silver. It's not that much.
Oh, okay. If you really insist, um, instead of putting in silver, he'd put down a gold.
Oh, dearie, do you want the change back?
No, you can keep the change.
Oh,
Uh,
well,
just
thank you so much.
have, have garlic bread reminds me of home, so you can have that.
Oh, well,
Also, do you know where another restaurant called the Bird Egg Inn or whatever it was
oh,
is located?
yes, the hawk's, egg, the hawk's nest, yes, it's right in the center of town. You can't miss it. It looks like three big hawk's eggs in a nest. It's near some beautiful outdoor seating in the park. You really can't miss it. And there are lovely people in there that run it. It's a family owned business.
Thank you for the thank you for the knowledge
Of course.
and the location of this restaurant. I was supposed to go there for a mission to apparently expand my sight. Is what
Oh,
my father said.
oh well, you have a good time expanding your sight.
I will, thank you. As
Of
he would
course.
walk out the door,
Alright. I'm assuming you head down that way.
he would begin to head down the way,
Okay.
and then he would think inside his mind. He'd go, "Hmm, but I do need something that would help." As he would steer off course and go to this steampunk area.
Okay. Yeah. You can totally head towards the steampunk area. You head towards the steampunk area, and it is very much a little bit of a different side of the town. You notice very much more metallic and golden uh, metal mixed with wood buildings. Definitely a different vibe than just the medieval area of the town. Um, but
This is what I call an area.
uh, what do you?
As he'd be walking down the street.
All right. You looking for anything in particular?
He would go to probably a mm, magic shop or something like that. If they have anything there that's magical.
Oh yeah. So you're looking for a magic shop, and you get something akin to a magic shop. That would be here. You spot um a door that seems to have very interesting what looks like runic writing on it. with different crystals laid into it that seem to be humming to life. Um, and a really big crystal at the top that's humming, and everything just seems to be buzzing. Um, and you walk inside, and there seems to be magical objects in this store. Um, and you notice there's one person behind the counter. They seem to have a hood that's covering their face, and they go, "Oh, someone visiting my shop? That's unusual, but I don't take any customer that walks in."
Hello.
"How can I help
Uh,
you?"
I was going to ask if you have any braces that could help me with punching.
"Braces that can help with punching? I'm guessing you're more of a physical fellow."
Yes, I'd much rather beat the shit out by people.
Alrighty, let me see what I have. Hmm. And you notice he peruses, he comes out from behind the counter and he peruses around the shelves, and he grabs a set of bracers, and he goes, I do have one set of bracers here that can help. Might be what you're looking for. They do help make your punches hurt a little bit more. That is what you're looking for.
That is exactly what I was looking for. It's absolutely perfect.
Wonderful. Just depends on how much money you have.
And it also depends how much they cost.
Ah, true, true. Well, these run approximately 450 gold.
Ah, could I attempt to bargain?
Sure.
Okay. Persuasion. That will be a 25.
Okay. And what are you saying with this 25?
That may be a little bit too expensive for those. I mean, you don't know when they're gonna, give out, or just someone throws up something that can just completely counter the magic. I'd say those would go for lower than that price, being that there's so many counters to it.
I do hear your sound argument. The lowest I can possibly go, though, is 350 gold. I can knock 100 off.
That's perfect. Exactly what I want. He'd probably take those, put them on the counter, and then he'd uh pay 355 gold.
Okay. So you're tipping the man,
Yep.
and he will go, "Oh, ah, well, thank you very much. Uh, I I will keep you in my thoughts."
Thank you. That is so very graceful of you.
Okay.
Remember me the next time I come by, and Maybe I'll tip you even more.
I will. You have
After taking the bracers, we leave the store.
okay. Your bracers do a uh, gear punches instead of doing, your regular punch, how it's just your strength. They do a d6 of damage.
D6 of damage.
Yep.
Okay, so that would bump that up. Okay.
Um, so you have these new bracers.
He would put them on and he kind of cover them with his shirt.
Okay, yep, easy enough.
After that, he'd go looking around the steampunk city and go admire places.
Okay, yeah,
He'd probably look around the city since it's not time to go to the inn yet.
okay. Yeah, you don't know exactly what time you're supposed to be at the end, but you gather it's relatively early in the day. Um, but yeah, you go around and you admire the steampunk area. It's nice. It's different. Um, you see things moving around. You know, using you know steam power and such. Um, but you see people
I
moving.
never thought steam could be used that way.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It seems that maybe the neutral area is using somewhat different technologies in different sections of this capital area.
Hmm. I wonder if I can make these on my own, or if there'll be someone who can help me with that. Maybe later. He'll After that, he would go to the religious part,
Okay.
and he'd probably go to the most basically good-looking part of
Yeah.
the religious area that is quite far away from the poor area of it.
Yeah, so as you're walking into the religious section, you notice that the, the street's kind of divided. One side is looks definitely more like the forest kingdom, and the other side of the street looks more like the kingdom of life. Um, as you're walking down the street, and you notice it's they're not real loud about it, but you do notice people from either side making kind of hushed, snide comments at each other. And they're not getting into big fights or anything, just snide comments towards each other about how the other's better or this or that. And as you walk down the street, it eventually opens up into almost like a half circle. And on the far right is the religious center of the kingdom of life, and on the far left is the religious center of the forest kingdom, and then in the center, and you would think this would be an even, a third, a third, and a third. It's not. Somehow, the center is only a fourth. You're not sure how this happened, but it is. In the center, which is a fourth, there are the other kingdoms. So your kingdom, um, the Sea Kingdom, the Commerce Kingdom, and the Crafting Kingdom, all of their religious centers have the middle area of a fourth divided between them. Because it seems like the Forest Nation and the Kingdom of Life, oh yeah, also, and the The grave domain doesn't seem to really have a religious center. They just seem to, maintain all the graveyards of everybody. They don't seem to really get in religious confrontations. Um, but you do notice that uh, the Forest Kingdom and the Kingdom of Life have definitely taken up more than their fair share of the religious center area.
Well, that's a little bit this the sad sight. My good friend, the Grave Kingdom, does not have a spot in this area. I really want to see what the religion would be like. I guess literally is just death, but
Like, you do see priests of, like, the Grave King, um, like, maintaining, like, the graveyards and stuff of the different, religious centers. But they don't seem to have their own area, or at least not above ground that you can see.
oh, I guess they do have a religion. I honestly, the Grave Kingdom is so confusing at this point. The only thing that I've heard from the person I work with inside the Grave Kingdom is that they're good friends with the Life Kingdom. So I guess we're even. What he would do is, after checking this area out, he would kind of go look at his own religion
Okay. Yeah, you can go to
to
your
see
own.
what it is, because
Yeah,
even he doesn't really know because he's been too focused on other things.
yeah. So you go to your own religious center of the sun and the moon, and so you go there. And it's not a bad sized temple. It's just not huge like two of the other temples are. Um, but you go inside, and it's a nice sized temple, and you notice, there is a depiction of the sun, and there's a depiction of the moon, and there's depictions of, you know, people doing agriculture, and how much they depend on the sun and the moon and all of that for agriculture, and people giving reverence to the sun and the moon for that, and people also laying souls to rest in the fields where they worked so hard in, so they can continue to work the fields, you know in death.
This is a really accurate description back home. I mean, our food is really good, but I don't think the people of the city know how it's actually really good. Also, hello, friends, as he would say that to the sun and the moon. Um, I have some stuff to do before I can properly say hello to you two. But for right now, you'll just get a hello. As he would leave the center and start walking towards the restaurant.
Yeah, so uh you walk towards the hawk's egg nest, and as you get there, that's where the city does open up the most, and you notice a bunch of, you know, seating in the open and a beautiful park, and you do notice what looks to be three huge hawk eggs in what looks to be a nest. And it literally says hawk's egg, and then the middle one says inn, the left one says bath, the right one says tavern, and then underneath it says nest. Very much fits the description of a hawk's nest with three eggs in it.
Um, he would probably head towards the inn part of it.
Okay, yeah, so you head towards the end part of it, And you go inside, and there's a harpy lady behind the counter, and she sees you and she goes, "Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Hawk's Eggs Nest Inn. Please come on inside. You look like you want the full sun moon room. That's just one of our top rooms. You definitely want that one from where you're from. I can already tell. That's definitely what you want, right? Am I right? Am I totally right? I'm always right."
Somehow you are correct. But I do have a question about this room. Does it have the glass paneling above, like
Oh, of course
what is
it
it called?
does.
A greenhouse.
Yes, it has the glass paneling so you can see out to see the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Of course it does.
Oh, that is absolutely delightful. I would ask. I did come here on a what was that word? Regard for a quest, I think.
Oh, you're one of the nobles. That's wonderful. It's not a problem. You just need to go over to the tavern and, deal with my husband, Mr. Mr. Sorry, Mr. Graymeyer, and he will set you up and tell him just table 3, and that's where your contact will be meeting you and the other nobles, and it'll be wonderful. And that's at like noon. It's, let's see, you have a little bit of time to explore town, it seems. It's roughly 11, so you have like another hour to explore town if you wish. So just be back at the tavern, and don't worry, your room accommodations are included, and you also get meals and a free bath. Our kids run the bathhouse. It's wonderful.
I was about to go to the bath anyways. I mean, I am quite dirty from the ride here, but I mean that's just a perk from working in the fields.
Oh, of course.
After that, he would probably say, "Well, you have a good day.
Of course.
I'm going to head towards the bath now, if you don't."
Of course. Did you want to put yourself up in your room in the meantime?
No, I'd rather keep it on.
Of course. Well, here's your room key, anyways. You have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you. As he would walk towards the bath.
All right. So you go into the bath, which is run by her children. Um, one is a harpy with more like dragon scale wings that are like grayish white, and the other one is a dragonborn with more feathery uh, wings. I mean, more feathery scales, and the harpy female looks and goes, "Oh, you must have met Mom. I'm sure she was lovely, if maybe a little over the top. I'm guessing you want a bath. Do you want an individual bath, or do you want to go into one of the group baths? Just need to know."
I would much rather a individual bath,
Of
as he
course.
would kind of have a shocked look on his face as he completely mutters to himself, I forgot to ask her name.
Sure. Here you go. This is the room. This is the key to one of the private baths. Um, and there's a whole selection of, soaps and all kinds of stuff in the bath, you know. And there's hot water there. Don't ask how it it's already there. It just is. It's like we have running water or something. It's a pretty new invention from what I hear. But, anyways, go ahead, have a good time.
He would begin heading towards his individual bath after. But as he's heading towards the individual bath, basically he'd be walking the completely wrong way because he never asked where it was.
Yeah, if she'd see you're walking the wrong way, she goes, it's the other way. It's the other way. That's to the group. That's to the group baths.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
He'd start walking towards the individual bath.
Yeah, so you go a little ways down, and your bath is the third door on the left. And you go inside, and it is a wonderful, lovely bath. Um, it it seems to be it seems to have somehow they gave you a bath that is lined, like the walls are lined with it looks like fields of golden wheat, even though it's not actually there. It almost has this illusion of being like you're almost there. And the bath itself is this tub that is made out of this very nice, almost ceramic but gold material that feels nice. And there's a faucet there that you turn on, and it's warm water.
This must be an invention by the steampunk area of the place.
And you do see there are,
As he would
and the
lie
counter
down
is like lined with
at the bed.
different soaps that you can use.
Bath. He would close his eyes and randomly pick a soap.
Okay. Randomly picking soap. Roll me a D100.
D100. I got the really rolly one. 43.
43. All right. You end up picking a almost like apple scented soap that is also like exfoliating, so it's able to get all that like dirt and grime off of your skin. Um, and but it also like smells nice. Um, that's when you end up picking.
He would probably pick it up and then he'd look at the walls and notice they're the golden fields on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd go, if these were real, I could make so much bread with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he'd re-pick up the soap and then he'd start having a bath.
Okay. So yeah, you have your bath, no issue. It's a wonderful, lovely, relaxing time in the bath.
Uh, After, I'm guessing he'd finish up his bath after like 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, after like 15 minutes or
Okay.
so. Of course, after it fully fills. Um,
I was like,
After
30
that,
minutes, you're really
he
gonna enjoy
would
the
back on
bath.
his clothes. Yeah, I'm really gonna enjoy the entire hour. I'm just gonna be sitting dead in the bath, just like at 100-degree water.
Yeah, like, cheer Jesus.
Not 30 minutes. That's half the time that I have.
I was like, damn, you're really burning
Um,
time.
Basically, after he finished his bath, he would re-equip his clothing and everything that he had on him.
Yeah.
Uh, to be exact, he has like a bunch of he has like a belt with a bunch of trinkets on it,
Okay.
as well as tiny little backpack that he's always carrying, or a satchel.
Yeah.
He would exit the bath as he would walk back towards the central area where he was
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
After that, he would go up to the kids and ask and say, may I have your two's name?"
Let's see if he were done. Give me 1 second. Trying to see if anybody. I don't think anybody got their names. They did. I don't remember. Um.
No, nobody got their names because nobody else was at the bathhouse.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think anybody got the kids' names. Or if they did, they didn't bother asking the children's names. Um. So they would go. I am. And audience, I will retcon their names if this is not true. Um. I am. Oh dear Jesus! I just had their names in my head. Um. The girl will go. I am Reina, and this is my brother, uh, Dirk.
Well, those are just wonderful names. We usually have pretty weird names in our kingdom. Um, Usually named after crops. So he kind of like stare off into the distance, like he's completely just lost in his thoughts.
The girl
Well, uh,
will go, oh, okay. Well, hopefully mom didn't, like, scare you off or anything.
she was a bit energetic, but that's really it. I
Yeah,
mean,
she
she
tends
was
to be
quite a
that
nice
way.
receptionist. Well, I will definitely spread you guys' names around, and hopefully I can drum up a little bit more business
Okay,
for you guys
thanks.
than normal. After that, he would probably start to leave and just say, "I'll see you guys later.
Alright,
Goodbye."
bye. So you exit
He
the.
would head back towards the inn.
Okay, so you head back towards the inn, towards the mother. And mom sees you, and she just waves, and she goes, "Oh well, I hope you had a wonderful bath."
I did. Your kids were just delightful as well.
Oh, I know they are. They're just wonderful children.
I I had a question for you actually.
Oh, what's
It
that?
was very rude of me to forget this. Very rude of me to forget to ask this, but what is your name so I can hopefully address you better?
Oh, you can call. Most people just call me Miss Graymore, but you can call me Lisa.
Ah, so your name is as exquisite as your kids. I mean, both of them are very, very good. And you yourself are a very good receptionist on top of that.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I normally always get people right for what rooms they want. I've never once gotten a person wrong.
Well, that's what makes you the best receptionist of them all.
Of course it does.
After that, he would probably say to her, "Well, I'm going off to see a husband now. Hopefully, get something else to eat."
Alrighty. Well, you
Because,
enjoy your food there.
yes, I ate earlier at a place called Grandma's Kitchen or something.
Oh yes, Granny's Diner. She's a lovely little old lady. Wish she could get some more business, but it's just her and sometimes her grandchild that helps out. But she does all right.
Well, let's see whose food is better then. As he would head towards the tavern.
Yeah, so you head into the tavern, and it's starting to slowly get busy as it's starting to get closer to lunchtime now. And you see people of all kinds, flooding, starting to begin to flood into the tavern. And you see pretty sizable dragonborn. It's got grayish white scales behind the counter, and he nods to you, and he's currently pointing out a table to someone else, and then he looks at you and he goes, "Oh yes, can I help you?"
Uh, yes, actually. I would like to know if there was a table that was open for me. If there's not, I can come back later.
"Oh yeah, we're not quite in the lunch rush right yet. Sure." And so he points you over to a table. Um, it's a table, not quite in the open, but it's near one of the walls. But it's a nice table. It has a menu on the table, and you notice that the menu seems to have uh, cuisine from pretty much all of the kingdoms. And a waitress comes by after you sit down after a couple moments, and the waitress seems to be some type of feline humanoid, and
Well, hello.
she goes, "Oh, hello there. What can I get you?"
It fully depends on what you have.
"Oh, well, we have anything on the menu, and if you ask, if it's not on the menu, we might even have it."
So if I were to say, what is that called again? Yes. If I were to say, just as a metaphorical, if I were to ask for a cake made with fish, shrimp, and uncooked wheat, would you serve it to
I mean, wouldn't be advisable with uncooked wheat, but we could do it.
me? And I actually have a question for you.
Of course.
Instead of, I really want to cook today. Instead of having the cook cook for me, can I cook for myself?
Um, as a different request, but I'm sure if I ask one of the two ogres that are behind the stove, I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
All right. I would wish to cook inside there. Could you please go ask them for me?
Sure. And she leaves for a moment, and you hear slightly loud, mild questioning, and she comes back and she goes, um, "They'd like to meet you first?"
I'm 200% right.
So you follow her
Um,
into the kitchen, I'm guessing.
yeah.
All right. So you follow her into the kitchen, and the kitchen's rather big. And you see as she stated, two ogres at the stoves. They are dressed nicely, and they're cleaned up like really well, cleaned up very nicely, look very nice. And you cannot tell the genders, by the way, if they're male or female. But they look
Okay.
at you, and the one that addresses you goes, I, 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 I hear that you wish to cook in our kitchen.
Yes, I'd like to cook my own food, and I mean, I can cook for other people's as well on top of that.
Hmm, hmm. It's very
I
odd.
just love cooking.
Hmm. So you like cooking?
Yes, I love it.
Hmm,
I'm actually from the agriculture kingdom,
hmm.
so I usually I've heard of making the food and just seeing all the cuisines that I've eaten and made myself. I thought I could make some here.
Interesting. And the other ogre goes, Dear, it should be fine to let them cook, so long as we're observing them. I doubt they'll burn down the kitchen.
Oh
Fine,
no, no chance I'll burn them.
fine, but I'll watch you.
Okay,
So, you're allowed to
so
use.
what do they have here?
So, they have all kinds of ingredients from all over. And the one ogre is not helping you at all and just watching you. The other ogre is willing to help you.
Okay. He's going to start to make a slow-cooked Indonesian beef dish
Okay,
with rich spices and coconut milk.
okay. So,
Guessing you want me to roll to cook that.
yes. And you do have advantage because the one ogre is helping you.
No, I don't need help. It's fine if you want to help me, but I don't really need.
Okay, if you insist.
Uh, I have gotten a. Sorry, I'm combining some stuff. Do I add anything to this, or is it just straight up flat?
So it would be you're adding your proficiency bonus and your uh, dexterity, I will say. Dexterity or
Okay,
your intelligence, whichever you prefer.
dexterity or my. I prefer my dexterity.
Okay.
27
27. Okay. So
for the first.
so you are making your meal, and as you're making it, with the one ogre watching over you like a hawk, because he does not trust you. Seems you've had incidents in the past of people um, burning their kitchen down. From what you've gathered, um, they you don't have any issues cooking the meal. Comes out just fine, and the ogre who was watching you like a hawk goes, "Okay, seems fine. You're the only person other than us allowed to cook in the kitchen.
Oh, that is great, to be honest. I actually wouldn't mind more. Do you have any requests for food that need to be cooked?
Um, I mean, we have a couple. It is only the two of us.
I will gladly do this for you if you don't mind.
Okay. Um, so you help them out, I'll say, for a little bit. Give me two more of these cooking rolls.
With advantage.
Yep.
All right. So I got that. Oh, that is a 18, and the next one was a natural 20.
All right. So you're definitely able to help them out a little bit prior to the lunch rush. Knock out some orders so they're not as um, booked when the lunch rush does come around. Um, and they go, oh, well, thank you very much. Uh, not ever had anyone help us in the kitchen. Is there anything you're looking for in return?
I mean, I'll take anything that you're willing to give me, but I really just wanted to cook.
The uh, other ogre will come over. She will go, here, have this for when you um, travel around. And it is cook utensils that you can use on the road.
Okay. He'd take them and say, well, thank you. These will be very useful when I'm with my allies, or when I'm really hungry on the road.
I hope they do prove useful.
I can help you during the lunch rush as well if you really want me to.
Well, I mean, you don't you have anywhere else to be?
To be honest, not really. I, well, I do have somewhere to be in like, what time is it? It's going to happen.
So it is like probably now like 11:50, and you were told to meet your contact at around noon.
Well, I mean, I have like 10 minutes. I don't really have much time. I'm supposed to be in a contact in at noon. So I I could make a couple more dishes that you could, I don't know, freeze and have for lunch.
Oh, there's no need to do that. That's you don't need to be that kind to us. We normally just,
I love being kind to the other cooks.
we just normally eat when we get a chance.
Well, it's much better to actually eat something whenever you want than just eat it at certain times. I mean, it's just much better to eat in general. Some people even stress eat when they're stressed, blend down in the kingdom through people who buy more food others.
That's very true. So if you want to make them each a meal, just roll me one more cooking check
With advantage or without?
with advantage.
Okay. That is a 27 again.
27. So you make them each a meal, and they go, all right. Well, the male goes, all right. We'll put this in the quick freeze, so we can we can eat it in a little bit right after the lunch rush. Um, and, thank you very much.
But don't get too overworked. As he'd say that as he leaves the kitchen. As he's leaving the kitchen, he would probably ask if he can take some cooking supplies
Yeah, yeah, they'll let you take a couple cooking supplies with you.
with him.
Yeah,
He would also take his food that he made himself.
yep.
He would go sit down at the table that he was sitting at before if it's not filled. If then he'd go find a different table that is empty.
Yeah, so you go out and Mr. Grayson sees you and he goes, couldn't hold your table, but I think my wife told me your meeting in contact. The table you're supposed to be sitting at is empty because it's reserved. So you can sit at that table instead.
Oh, that was a reserve table? I thought, no, it doesn't really matter. He would go sit at the reserve table
Yeah,
and he'd eat his food. Whenever he got thirsty, he would take a swig of his flask
easy enough.
that he has.
Yeah, you eat your food before anyone else gets there, of course. And as you're sitting there waiting, um, the feline waitress that you know comes over to you and says, "Oh, your contact's just going to be a couple more moments there, just getting a couple things ready. Um, but I think also your other companions, allies, whatever, are all going to be here relatively shortly. Um, so that should be interesting. Um, so uh, hopefully you guys have a good time."
Well, I don't know yet. It depends on how they are. You kind of say that in a very shady expression, a
Um,
shady tone.
yeah. Um, but that is where we will end it with you waiting on other companions and your contact as you have your foods.